Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Yeah, so we're the first episode of The Good Place should be up on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Five episode. This is episode 5, so yeah,
Yes.
5 ahead. Yeah, so we're really enjoying the show so far. A lot of revelations have come through the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Each episode so far has been a reveal, so to speak.
Yeah, it's been really great how the narrative's been kind of laid out, incrementally. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
We do get dropped right into the middle of it, right?
We do.
Eleanor's dead. Everyone's dead. We get, it feels like we're kind of dropped in,
Mhm.
but then we get the orientation, and then we're getting slow reveals about all the characters.
Sure.
The last episode, we really got to know Jason
Jason Mendoza.
Jason Mendoza, and I think it's very clear to say that of the cast we've met so far,
He belongs there.
he's probably
really belongs there.
no, he doesn't belong
Oh,
there.
sorry, he does not belong there. I'm
No,
sorry,
he's the worst.
he really is the worst.
Yeah, the fact that he torched some guy's boat because he because he basically got fired from a job for absolute cause.
The DJ something mouse or rabbit, whatever it was.
Yeah,
It was really strange.
the fact that his way of making money prior to his death. I don't. We haven't yet. They've mentioned how he died. I'm assuming it's something ridiculous, and I can't wait to see it. I think that's probably going to be a
Yes.
later reveal. Also, there were a couple people and someone this morning because the Good Place went up this morning on YouTube, as you said. The first episode finally is up over there because we've finally rolled through all of the Crazy Ex-Girlfriends. That they didn't feel like Tahani's a bad person, and I just want to clarify that because I know some people have said that on Patreon too. Like
Yeah.
Tahani's
We're going kinda hard.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, we like her. We're just
Right. The clarification is pretty simple. We're not talking about by our standards. Yes, she's snooty. Yes, she's rich, and I do think that a lot of her charity work, her false humility is a little bit performative. That doesn't make her a bad person. I'm talking about within the rules of the world.
does
Their
she
point,
belong there?
right? Their point system and everything.
Yes.
Their point system where you like lose points for subscribing to magazines and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Is she doing the thing to jump through those hoops to be in the very select few that are there?
Yeah.
That's all. Just the rules of the universe, which is why I kind of questioned Chidi, right? For kind of the same reason, right? Chidi is obviously a good guy.
Yeah.
But within the narrative framework of the show, we've kind of established that his whole life was nothing about making that convoluted book.
Yes.
So my question was, well, then has he done enough good deeds, if that's what he's really done with his life, to earn the points that system they set up to get into heaven? Not is Chidi a good guy or a bad guy and deserves to be there. I don't really think Eleanor, with the exception that someone pointed out, oh yeah, she was like selling fake medications to seniors, which is, let's face it, really gross.
Really bad,
Other than that, I'm not sure this fact that she was kind of a trash friend makes her deserve to
We're just
suffer.
kind of waiting for the pin to drop on that one, basically. We talked about how the shows had revelations each episode. We're just waiting for her character to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually not supposed to be here too."
Yeah. Well, and it's also possible that she thinks she's supposed to be there because I think there might be a little bit of fun delusion with her.
I don't think she's faking.
I don't either. I don't think she's like, oh my god, I think Jason and Eleanor are both like, I shouldn't be here.
Yes.
Because they shouldn't, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think Tahani and possibly Chidi, although I'm backing off this statement a little bit after the last episode, I think Tahani's like, I do belong here, and someone else is going to be like, actually, you kind of don't. You know what I mean? I think Eleanor's going to be like, dude, let's take a look.
Yeah, what's like the point system?
Right. Again, it doesn't come down to whether they're good people or bad people, but the point system suggests.
Like, how many points do you get for charity, right? You raised a certain amount of money. Maybe that's how the points were rigged in her favor. But at the same time, what were you like in your personal life?
Well, it sounds like she was very
vapid
and self-centered
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, again, and I get the sense here, and this is just me. I could be completely wrong, but it just feels a little performative. You know what I mean? I feel like it's there because there's comments she's made that it's like, look at this wonderful thing I've done, or this, it's like a lot of attention seeking, which seems counterintuitive to the point system, not whether or not she's a good or bad person.
Yeah, and we're not saying we dislike her. It's fun.
No, not at all. I like her.
A really fun character. It's just in terms of the Good Place,
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, we're just thinking in terms of the narrative.
Yeah.
Like, is she one of the people that's going to discover that she shouldn't be there in the first place?
Yes.
Not. Do we think that she deserves to be suffering? Because I don't.
No.
It's just. Did you meet the point scale?
Even Eleanor, it's like, I don't think you deserve to be suffering and
No, I think Eleanor's kind of gross, but that doesn't make her evil. I think
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think that's kind of the point of the show. It's like, where are the lines?
Ted
You know what I
Bundy,
mean?
Bad place.
Yeah, exactly.
Eleanor, probably not.
Right. Again, that's debatable. I think she's kind of gross, but does being kind of gross mean that, again, you deserve to, burn in hell? Right?
Exactly. That's part of the fun of the show is we
Right.
have these conversations.
Right. That's what this is obviously a very layered, complicated, and smart show that's asking those questions like what really constitutes what a good person is versus what a bad person is.
100%.
And I think if we're all honest, we can all look at a list of behavior traits and behaviors that we all do that we can be like, I could be better.
Nobody is perfect.
Exactly. All right, let's jump into it.
We're going to hop into this episode, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
Like we mentioned, we're 4 episodes ahead. If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. You'll be able to find all sorts of content over there, not just this show, but every show we're watching. We're at least 4 episodes ahead over on Patreon. Yep. So when you get done with this on YouTube, if you want to jump over there, you can just keep going. You will have to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. You're only going to see and hear us because of copyright purposes. So keep that in mind, please. We're also doing 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive.
It's a great show.
Loving it.
Michael felt bad about the sinkhole, so he wanted to give you all a little treat. I recommend
we have the sinkhole.
Full cell phone battery.
What's that?
It somehow tastes how I felt when my cell phone was fully charged.
We'll get that.
Yeah, right.
You know what, Gunnar? Why don't you go ahead?
Thanks so much, Eleanor.
That was actually nice of her.
It is nice.
And she didn't even try.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's what she's realizing. I did something nice and didn't even try.
I was at the frozen yogurt place, and I didn't know what I wanted. So I turned to the guy behind me, and I was like, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
Stuff like that when I was on Earth. But now, thanks to your good person lessons, I didn't hold up the line.
You do that?
No, Cheaty. I used to do that.
Hey,
Now,
that's
I do
good,
selfless
yeah.
things without even thinking about it.
So, where's our yogurt?
Oh, I forgot it.
Yeah, she got so excited to
Yeah.
come back.
Can you go? I don't want to go all the way back.
Yeah.
She's doing better.
Yeah.
And that was legit. You know what I mean? It wasn't calculated.
I think your environment affects how you are as
For sure. Yeah.
If all that matters is the sum total of goodness, then you can justify any number of bad actions, like torturing one innocent person to save 100.
Sheila was gonna get married to my boy Donkey Doug, and called the cops. I framed
See? He's
one
terrible.
innocent gator dealer to
Oh, you could grade my paper I wrote on the concept of Dharma.
I'll do that, and we can start another lesson.
He doesn't want to.
Well, I think he's in his own kind of existential crisis in the
Sure.
last episode,
Sure.
too.
We have a Category 55 emergency doomsday crisis.
Oh my God.
Could you show us to a private room where no one could see or hear us, even if I yelled very loudly out of fear? We have to go into the sinkhole and fix it by hand. Get the tools.
I walked past it last night and I actually saw it get a little bit bigger.
Ah, well, that's so normal. This is the reaction I have when things are incredibly mundane.
Whip out that chalkboard, big boy. Show me what you're working with.
Actually, I was going to head into town and pick up some blankets.
The way you're talking to me right now, everything's cool. No big deal. I know that move.
She probably
Yeah.
invented that move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Nothing!
What is wrong?
Existential crisis. Just say the words.
You like
Are we going to get kind of her story then here?
Is she at the bottom? Oh, so,
Glenn.
I'm so lost.
I made you this. It's the pretty bird we saw in the garden. I made a bird as well. I worked in reflective alloy, holding up a mirror to mankind in its mistreatment of these defenseless animals.
Well done to Honey.
will her parents seem awful?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Kinda reminds me of,
Nothing's wrong.
Nate.
Stop. I am in paradise. I should be doing paradise things, like rowing out on a lake with a good bottle of wine, reading French poetry.
We can pretend to be soulmates in public, but other than that, we don't have to see each other.
Fine with me. I'll move out right now.
Fine.
Starting right now, no one may go outside under any circumstances.
Oh, man.
You might turn that off. It's been playing on a loop for 2 days.
I would love to not watch TV, but you canceled school. What have you done to me, you monster?
This is Bart and Nina. They live right next door to the sinkhole, so they obviously need a place to stay. Don't go outside.
Inside.
This auction threatens to be an embarrassing failure.
5.2 million isn't bad.
It's a very middle thermometer.
Okay, so her parents were just the worst, not her.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure you all know my sister, Camilla.
Person voted most likely to be Banksy. So, without further ado,
Most
take it
likely
away
to be
from me.
Banksy.
I am auctioning off a lunch date with me. The bidding shall commence at £3 million.
We asked Michael if we could stay with you. We are obsessed with your relationship.
I was a marriage counselor. You could say I wrote the book on healthy relationships. And I did.
No, I started a company that investigated identity theft, analyzing
Oh
body
my
language,
God.
tracking, and catching people pretending to be someone they're not.
I think they may have actually just come here to, you know, swing. You know what, man? I have spent every second in this place worried I was gonna get caught. But if we go down right now, that's on you. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. Because guess what, Cheaty? You basic.
Eleanor, why don't
She
you
never
tell
does the dishes. I have to do them all the time.
Well, they're
We just
actually going
have
to take
different
advantage of this. Yeah.
Well, there you
I
go.
like relaxing.
You are hiding something.
What on earth would I be
No, not you. Him.
Oh.
Everything.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Wow.
This sinkhole is incredibly dangerous. If a human gets too close to it, there can be disastrous side effects.
What is that?
What is so unsatisfying about your soulmate relationship?
Yes.
I never had a soulmate on Earth. I never even really had a girlfriend, and it isn't exactly what I thought.
Nina and I are skilled in the art of massage.
Oh my God.
Oh, she was
Not
right.
erotic massage. Although it can be, and it often leads there anyway.
Okay.
Build in the art of massage. Oh my God.
Did I fix the sinkhole?
You did something catastrophically stupid and we had to knock you unconscious. Why in the world did you go outside? Why did seeing the rankings unravel you so?
To Camilla, we have left £68 million, the home in Kensington, their yacht and other assorted weekend boats. They have spelled your name incorrectly in the will.
Got to be kidding me.
It
Oh
says
my
we
gosh.
bequeath the rest of our estate to Tahini.
I don't want the money. My sister can have it all. I am going to reach heights of success and sophistication that you can only dream of.
Your cardigan's on Inside Out.
But I just don't understand how I'm so low. My entire life I have tried to be extraordinary, but it just never seemed to be enough.
Yeah.
She's like Kendall Roy.
Right?
Not as bad.
Yeah.
Out of literally billions, you were one of the most remarkable people on Earth.
The sinkhole has begun to repair itself.
It has?
Could it be?
But how?
Did I? Tahani saves the
No. It's now safe
Oh.
to go outside.
Do you think maybe it's these two relationship that kind of?
I think it's a combination of things. 'Cause I think
There's
there's
gotta be, right?
That's not
Yeah.
supposed to be there.
Right.
And me staying here means you'll never get a real soulmate.
Unless you two fall in love.
I'm basically a utilitarian nightmare. Every time the simple fact of my existence starts to bum you out, I want you to hold this up.
I want you to come to my office first thing in the morning. You and I are going to find this problem.
Oh, no. Just keep faking it till you make it.
Yeah.
Keep being a good person. This is honestly a lot of fun. I like
It's a
that.
fun show.
It
Yeah.
makes you feel good. There's
Yeah,
no,
it
it's not a
does,
bummer
right.
at all. Also, you know, Tahani. Maybe we got her wrong there. Maybe she is supposed to be there. I mean, obviously, I liked the fact that each episode we get there's a flashback to everybody's life, and the nonlinear story structure is a lot of fun. But I feel bad for her. I've got a lot of empathy for her.
Well, there's no denying the empathy for her. I mean, I never thought there wasn't a reason she was the way that she was. I'm kind of glad we got to see that, but I still think that leads itself to the idea that, you know, just because, you know, she had terrible parents and a sister that definitely overshadowed her. Again, largely because of her parents. But that, you know, still, you know, bad. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer had a terrible mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And obviously Tahani, and I'm not really comparing the two, but the idea that just because there's a reason for her, you know, selfish behavior means that you can excuse for selfish behavior.
Exactly,
Those
yeah.
are two different things. So I still stand by, at least according to the rules set up by this universe, she shouldn't be in heaven, right? Does that make sense? Just the point system of the universe. I'm
we're not determining that.
I'm just saying for the narrative of the show.
Yeah,
she doesn't seem to fit with what the
rules of the show.
The show has set up the rules of how people get there in the first episode. And I think that's kind of the point, is there is no point system that should work, right? There is no rule system that should work.
Sure.
It says if you're a good person or a bad person. We're all gray area.
Yeah.
And I think Tahani's still there. We see why she is the way that she is.
Certainly getting better, it seems like. I think
she is.
A big thing's going to be acceptance of herself.
Absolutely. And I feel like this was the most earnestness we got out of her, you know what I mean? Like it's the first time that she actually demonstrated that she does feel insecure, right? This is the first time to anybody. Sure. And she did it to Michael, but at least it was there to where she was honestly like, here's why I'm not feeling great about myself right now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's always under the surface with her. It's why she tries so hard. That's why a lot of people do. But that still doesn't change the fun, immutable rules of the show that were set up at the beginning. Here's the point system for how you get to heaven and how you don't.
What's interesting is that every time in the show something goes wrong in The Good Place, it's open and honesty that seems to solve it.
Right.
You know, which
like
is kind of
the plant dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with Eleanor and Chidi and their therapy session there, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Tahani, it really is an interesting dynamic. I wonder if they're gonna have to switch that up a little bit as the show goes on. I guess not. You can't just be honest the whole time, and that's gonna solve the sinkhole.
Oh no,
or the frogs,
right?
Or whatever, you know.
I kind of feel like, because this is such an interesting, evolving narrative, that we're going to go like where the show is right now, as far as the rules of the show and the people in the show and who they are, versus where we're going to be when the show's over after, I think, 4 seasons. I think it's going to be in a completely different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that we've got we've established a narrative that is going to keep being revelatory, and it's going to keep emerging. And I don't feel like we're going to get to the end and it's just going to be a show about 4 people that figure out happiness and how to love themselves within the confines of this environment, right? I feel like there's something much bigger coming.
Me too.
Because the narrative is so evolving and so interesting. I feel like it would get really stale really fast. And this doesn't feel like the kind of show to get stale.
The universe of the show is huge.
Right, exactly.
The universe is a huge place. But like, there's so many different neighborhoods.
Right.
I think we will see either other communities, other neighborhoods from the show, or we're going to see something from The Bad Place.
I would wager money at some point we're going to see The Bad Place.
Yeah,
I would put money on it.
And also, I think we're going to see other architects and Michael's bosses. I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, because we set up that this is, and keep going back to the idea that this is just one neighborhood.
Yeah,
right. So I think the other architects, other neighborhoods, hell itself.
Well, he said in this
Michael's
episode,
bosses, Michael's underlings. There's going to be all kinds of things we're still going to see.
He said in this episode that was only supposed to be seen by architects and Janets. That was amazing.
So we'll probably see more Janets.
Maybe.
I'd love to see more Michaels and Janets, or architects, because they won't all be Michael.
Quickly, you know what's funny? We didn't see Tahani's parents. They're not there.
Oh, they would have died at the same time.
Sure, okay, but still,
they might be in another neighborhood.
I guess so. I kind of took it as like they're not there. So
no. Well, my guess is that they're not, because they seem like genuinely terrible people.
100%.
Yeah, like more so than anybody on the show.
Yeah,
right. Like if I had to hang out with their parents or hang out with Jason, I'd hang out with Jason. You know, but that's just me.
Go blow up a boat.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, my guess is you're right that they're not there. But I think logistically for the show, and maybe I'm getting this wrong, and let me know if I'm getting this wrong, but it kind of feels like a neighborhood opens when this group of people dies and they go to heaven. And then another neighborhood opens when this group of people dies and goes to heaven. So
just how many people died in one day?
That's what I'm saying, right? It feels more like a chronology thing, because everyone shows up at once, right? And everyone through orientation at once.
You're right.
Now maybe you're like, you know that maybe time isn't linear there, so it's like you died 10 years ago, you died 3 years ago, but you all show up here at the same time.
That'd be a really fun concept,
right? You never know. Yeah,
breaks your brain a little.
Right? Because I mean, who knows what the rules are when you start getting to supernatural stuff like that? Man. But it feels like it's all contemporary. Maybe
it seems so. It certainly seems that way. Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I expect this show to go in a lot of directions that I will never anticipate.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
The fun of this show is I expect, and will definitely be surprised, and especially where the story's going, because it is so freaking interesting for a 30-minute comedy.
It really is.
And we have this kind of narrative going. Yeah. This is brilliant.
It's a really great show.
Yeah, very much looking forward to the next one.
Me too.
Catch you then, guys.
See ya.